Hey everybody, welcome back to Colony Drop, your favorite Gundam podcast. My name is Isaac.
And my name is Brian, and this is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything related to the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise. From the anime, to the movies, to the models, to the music, to the clothes, to the food, to the manga, to the fashion, to the useless licensed products, Isaac, to the Gundam Crocs that we saw at Anime Expo that's inspiring this episode.
Those $80 Gundam Crocs.
That had room for the little charms. Did you know this about the charms? Like, when did the charms become a thing?
I don't know. I guess just to both customize them, and then also, like, if you're in a school or something, everybody shows up in Crocs and they put them in a corner. Like, there's no way to tell who's who other than the charms.
That's true.
Yeah, you're going to know the kid that put the Pokemon charms in, the kid that put the Transformer charms in. It's easy to differentiate.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it's like writing your name on your shoes.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like coloring them in a way, if they were colorable, but you can't,
Yeah. The sudden rise of Crocs also makes me feel really old, Isaac, because both you and I are millennials, and correct me if I'm wrong, There were two camps in millennials when Crocs came out. There were those of us who felt that Crocs were a scourge, an embarrassment, and then there were people who adopted Crocs. Clearly, the camp that felt they were a scourge has lost the war.
Yeah.
Gen Z has embraced Crocs. So I was in the camp that Crocs are a scourge, and you know what? The world has passed me by.
I was kind of in the middle myself. I was always curious about how they feel because supposedly they're supposed to be great for your feet. I see people wearing them all the time, so they must be comfortable. I've never actually owned a pair. I do kind of agree, though, they don't look that great. But hey, if they're comfortable, I guess I can see why people wear them all the time outside of the house. But for me personally, I haven't tried them yet. I might try them. I might bite the bullet and see them a try. But man, yeah, they are everywhere now. You can't go anywhere without seeing at least a few people with Crocs.
So how does that relate to what we're talking about today? Well, at Anime Expo, at Gundam Base Los Angeles, the mobile Gundam Base, they had a nice pair of Gundam Crocs on display that you could buy. And it got me thinking, Isaac. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Gundam, at some levels, at least from a corporate perspective, is simply a toy commercial, right? They are out to they are out to license and sell plastic models. That's what we've been doing since 1979, and it's been working. So whatever they can do to license the crap out of this brand, they do. So I got to thinking, Isaac, after seeing those Crocs, what if they just said, you know what, let's just license the hell out of the brand to any mundane product that we can that could carry the Gundam name and the and the partner would be interested. What kind of world would we live in, and what kind of Gundam products would we get as a result?
You know what? We're pretty much there, because I imagine this is close to what reality is in Japan. For a lot of the merch that Gundam fans can run into if you're native in Japan, or even a tourist, really. But here in America, the closest thing I can think of would be, like, when the prequels came out, I distinctly remember going to the store and seeing BB-8 Star Wars Mandarin oranges, a bag of BB-8 Star Wars Mandarin oranges. And that really made me just realize that, wow, this is peak marketing when you can just slap, your brand onto fruit and say, oh, this is part of our marketing campaign. But getting back to what you said, yes, I hope most of our listeners know that Gundam or Bandai / Sunrise really aren't so much in this for the art. In so much as, like any American cartoon series here in the United States, they are in the business of convincing people to hand over money for plastic.
Yeah, I mean, businesses make money, right? That's what they do.
Right.
And I think creative people in particular, they have to realize that, yeah, Bandai wants to make good Gundam shows. This is not a shot at the artists at all. But there's the artist component and there's the business component. And the business component says, hey, artists, you want to make a great art? Great. I want to fund your art as long as it makes money. I'm not going to dump $100 million into something that doesn't make any money. It might have been great art, but if no one bought it, we have a problem. Because you essentially dumped your suitcase full of $100 million into the sewer and you never see it again.
Right, yeah.
So today, we're going to talk about, what did you call it? Mobile Suit Pundam?
Oh, what did I put down? Let me check my text. It was Pundam Volume 1, brought to you by Sunset. Oh, Sunset. We've been tasked by Sunrise and Bandai, Brian, to just go balls to the wall with our marketing ideas, to slap Gundam on anything and anything, especially pun-related, that can turn a profit and make money. That is the name of the game. It doesn't even have to be Gunpla. In fact, it better not be Gunpla, because that's already set up.
Oh, that's too basic. You can't go there.
Yeah. We have to explore other avenues to generate income, and here are the products the great mind at Sunset have thought up for Gundam Pundam.
That's right.
Great products with punny names.
And by the way, listeners, don't write in and tell us that these puns won't work in Japanese. Save your effort. We know this is just for fun. We're obviously only speak English, so these are going to be English puns. But if you want to come up with some Japanese ones, by all means, send them in.
Yeah, listeners, you better share your own ideas for Gundam products and stuff. Just fun little stuff that you wish existed in the world. You could just click buy online and get shipped to your house, and it's all Gundam-y. Why not?
Yeah, Sunrise, Bandai, if you're listening and you want to make some of this stuff, feel free to give Isaac and I maybe 1% of the cost. We'll call it even. I'll sign over the idea rights.
Sunset has already put in so much legwork for Sunrise and Bandai here on this side of the Pacific Ocean that I hope the one listener we have in Japan is like, wow, I should tell Bandai and Sunrise that they're really going to bat for them over in California.
They should keep us on retainer, is all I'm saying.
Why not? Yeah, unpaid employees.
All right, Isaac, how many you got? What order you want to go in?
Oh boy, I did in no particular order. I let my imagination decide the way they came out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh wow, 11.
Lucky number 11. Of varied quality.
I have 11 as well, but I really only have 10 because one is so good yet so offensive. I have to bleep it out, but it's probably the best one I came up with. So we will save that one for last.
The suspense is killing me. My God in heaven, what could it be?
All right, so I have 10 real ones then. So why don't you start us off?
Oh, okay. This one is very practical, but it's also fun. And as you all know, listeners, pun means it's going to have to somehow involve a fun little rhyme in the name or a name that combines two names, something like that. And this is something everybody can use, but because of phones, we probably use much less nowadays. This is a Zakuku clock.
Oh.
It tells the time, and it has a little Zaku head that pops out and says, "Hail Zeon." And instead of the chimes, the little bell chimes, it makes like that mono-eye noise, bing, or the Zaku footsteps noise, like, yeah. So you know what? You can buy it, you can put it on your wall, show everybody you're a little weeb, a little Gundam fan. The Zaku Cuckoo clock.
Yeah, there's nothing like you want her to feel when she rolls over and sees your weeb Zaku Cuckoo clock.
Of course,
right?
It's like you point in there and say, that's from Japan, right?
It's a collector's item.
It lights up.
Paid a premium for that.
It's green. Yeah. I had to buy it in yen.
I would demand that there's a setting that it says Zakuku.
Probably. This is a lighthearted episode, folks. All right. I hope you didn't tune in for the ideals of Zeon discussion.
No, we'll save that one for later.
Brian. Yeah. Brian, what is on your list, number one?
Okay, so mine are in order of how I thought them up. So yeah, they will be of varying quality.
Okay.
So number one, this is what spawned the episode, everybody. It's called Charcoal. It's basically a collaboration with a charcoal manufacturer, such as Kingsford or whoever you want to partner with. And on the bag of charcoal, for those of you who barbecue, the claim will be that it lights 3 times faster than normal charcoal. And then inside will be a bunch of, normally charcoal briquettes are a deep black and they fade to gray as you cook with them.
Sure.
But these will be dyed a bright red.
Wow.
And then you have a whole bag of charcoal, Isaac, and it lights 3 times faster, cooks 3 times faster. It writes itself.
Of course. Are these in the shape of his little helmet?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. We should definitely shape them in the shape of either his helmet or a Zaku 2 head. Yeah, whatever is easier on the charcoal manufacturing process.
And every 1 out of 10,000, you open it up and inside is a free voucher for a Zaku helmet grill.
There you go. Yeah, it's in the shape of a Zaku.
It's a red Zaku helmet. There you go. Oh.
The little hibachi. Yeah.
It's great. I like it. Charcoal. I was picturing a Duraflame log in my head. Product drop, free product placement there.
Yeah, there you go.
But I thought I was does he mean Duraflame?
No, I mean the actual briquettes. But yeah.
You can't cook with Duraflame. At least if you do, I'm not sure it's healthy and you should eat it.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah. But if it's a success, you could branch out into wood products,
sure.
Smoking wood products. Those are big. So I don't know. I think there's a future. I think men of culture who enjoy char, they're of an advanced age, and they're all into barbecuing, so they need some charcoal.
Right. There's that Venn diagram.
Right.
The Venn diagram of Gundam fans, and then people that enjoy barbecue.
That's right. Yeah. You're in your 30s probably if you enjoy UC Gundam.
Much higher than 30s. Brian.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying minimum, right? So anyone above that, you're entering your grilling phase of life, so you need some charcoal.
Sure. Right. Yeah. Because nothing's healthier than black burned meat when you're in your 30s. Nothing's better for your digestive system and colon. Okay. It's fun. Speaking of food, Brian, my next one is food related.
All right.
This is something that I think a lot of people like nowadays because we all know the risks of sugar and we all know the ongoing obesity and diabetes epidemic. But this will help. Here at Sunset, in partnership with Sunrise and Bandai, we've decided to help. And that's why we've created the perfect thing to add to your drinks, Brian. We've created Gundam Wing Zero Sugar Sweetener.
Oh, like it.
And it comes in great flavors like Death Slice Strawberry and Sandrock Raspberry. And you just need a few drops to add to water, and it sweetens it up. Don't ask us how, but it sweetens it up without sugar. It's so good. Don't even look at the chemical ingredients.
Is it stevia? I heard stevia is bad for you now, too.
Okay, getting back into the real world for a second. Dollars to donuts, anything that's not sugar and sweet is probably far more dangerous to you than actual sugar.
I agree. I've come to that conclusion, too.
Because, like, the last thing I heard of was, like, aspartame,
right.
which was, like, they were putting it in everything for a while. Like, oh, it's not sugar. It's artificial sweetener. It's aspartame. And then they found out it was, like, giving rats seizures or something. So you don't want to be eating these, magic chemicals that they invented. Like, say what you will about sugar, but we know it's from sugar cane. Like, if you owned a sugar cane, in your backyard, you could theoretically just make sugar.
Right.
It wouldn't be great to eat it, of course, but, you could still eat it and blah, blah, blah. But all these other little chemicals that they're pounding out that are artificial sweeteners, God, please stop drinking them. Splenda, are you kidding? That can't be good for you. We know they're not good either because we know the moment you taste something that has an artificial sweetener in it, it just hits your tongue wrong. Your tongue knows something is wrong. It might be sweet, but your tongue knows this is not correct.
It's the whole margarine, fiasco over again.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I heard margarine's some margarine's not as bad, but we're way past that with margarine. Margarine has a lot of work to do to catch up. All right, Brian, what is next on your list?
All right, next we have a partnership with Gillette for some Amuro razors.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. I love that. Oh, are they like Gundam colored or more like Amuro colored?
I thought about that. So Amuro, he was a master of hand-to-hand combat. He loved using that beam saber. So it's going to be a neon pink razor edge. And then the ends are gonna be white, where like you affix it to your razor. And then on the package you can say it offers a shave as close as a beam saber, Isaac.
You know what's great about that too is Amuro, without fail, was always clean shaven.
Oh, absolutely.
There's not a day that man went by where he didn't shave.
And these razors would be so sharp that they could tame that little fro that Amuro had if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, God. He had like the curliest hair. I don't think anybody else had hair that curly. Not even some of the women.
He was unkempt, we'll say. But you're right. Always clean shaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. I like it. I like it a lot.
All right. Number 3, Isaac.
Okay. This one is also somewhat quasi-industrial in a way, consumer-based in a way. This one is from the Afterwar universe. Ooh. And this really writes itself. It's the Gundam X-Ray.
Oh.
And this is essentially just an X-ray machine. But you know what? In order to bring attention to Gundam X and the Afterwar universe, we've really just packaged it up and stylized it to look like the Gundam X. Maybe even firing its moonlight beam cannon. This is something that I think would be ideal for like pediatrics or children's dentistry. Just remind them that Gundam X is out there and it's going to hit you with a bunch of X-rays to look at your teeth.
I love that. You could get because kids get nervous about going to the doctor and X-rays and stuff.
Yeah.
You could have them sit in the cockpit and then it would give them an X-ray. I like that.
I envisioned it more as like the Gundam X is like looking at you, with its cannon on its shoulder.
Straight up gonna shoot you?
That's not very calming now that you mentioned it. I think I like your version more. Nothing's more relaxing than a weapon that can destroy colonies.
Yours is much more extreme. It's coming right at you. I'll give that to you. I like it, though, because I had to get my wisdom teeth out several years back, very late in life. And I got the craziest X-ray I've ever had, Isaac. It was like going to the airport, where that thing scans around you, and they're like, oh, you get the 360, not X-ray or whatever they do. Maybe they do X-ray you at the airport. I don't know. But they did that to my head with like a spinning camera, and I was like, all right, guys, this seems a little bit excessive.
Jeez, was this like a head CAT scan to like look at the teeth from all angles?
Yeah, it was like a head X-ray. They needed to know where the teeth were. If they could attach a Gundam to that, it would be much more welcoming.
You know what? I'd be happy seeing Gundams way more in my life, but I don't.
Especially down the barrel of a satellite cannon.
Yeah. What's next on your list?
All right, number 3 I have is for Kamima Meal Tea. It's a collaboration with loose leaf tea manufacturers. And it's for basically chamomile tea, but in a blue color scheme, blue package for Camille. And this will stand out in the tea section, because normally everything in the tea section is all earth tones, greens, yellows, browns, that kind of thing. But here we got, blue for Camille's hair, and we're going to tout it as a calming tea for adolescents who need to calm the F down like Camille from Zeta Gundam.
Oh, God. Is the label going to say, this is tea, not just for women?
Yeah, and it promotes mental peace and healing, both of the things that he needed at the end of the show. So
That's the commercial. Someone says, it sounds like that's tea for women. And then he just gets punched in the face.
Calm yourself with some nice Kamima Meal tea.
So good, you can even have it while you're sitting in a wheelchair. In a vegetative state.
It's calming, damn it. All right.
Okay. My next product is a bit of a crossover. It's a partnership. We're going to have to reach out across the aisle. We're going to need to partner with a lot of good brands here in America. And this brand that I wanted to partner with is incredibly popular, incredibly hot, coming off the heels of a great movie that released last year. This is Mobile Doll Barbie.
Oh.
Because as we all know, Barbie dolls are very popular, possibly even more so popular now because of the success of the movie. And guess what's so special about Barbie dolls? They're just mass-produced. They all look the same, even the ones that, supposedly have special careers and stuff like that. They're just like mobile dolls, Brian. They're just automatons. So why not combine Mobile Doll Barbie with Gundam and Barbies? So this is a good way, too, to reach out to the women. Reach out to young girls, get them to become Gundam fans. What's more empowering for a woman than being a war machine? Answer me that. An engineered war machine created by Rockefeller, right? It's powerful. It's independent and it's strong. So, in addition to Barbies, we can also have Mobile Doll America Girl, which are also a brand of dolls for young girls.
Wow. I have so many reactions to this. One, that's perfect. I'm surprised no one has ever made that comparison before. Two, that is like a somewhat disturbingly accurate metaphor or something for mobile dolls and Barbies, the fact that they're so similar.
Yeah, they're just disposable.
Yeah, and you could even argue that they are sort of controlled by a very similar corporation slash, like, something that doesn't have your best interest at heart type of thing.
Right on all counts.
And then 3, now I really want someone to do an MS Girl version of a mobile doll Barbie. How has no one done that before?
I feel like it would, do really well, too. Because it would almost go viral.
Yeah, people would really get it.
The success of Barbie, the power that her with weapons would look like and armor and stuff.
Well, we got to get our guy back on the horn here and get him going on the mobile doll Barbie commission.
I got to start looking up, custom gunplay creators and stuff like that. See if I can contract one out and say, look, here's my idea.
Yeah, someone needs to make that. Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah. That's a heavy hitter, Isaac.
We'll put that in reserve, Brian. We might be working on that later.
It's a whole series right there.
What's next on your list?
All right. If you've seen these infomercials, you're going to love this because I was especially proud of it. But if you've never seen these infomercials, it's not going to make any sense to you. So here you go. Number 4, I proudly present to you Sunsetsuna awnings. This is basically a sunsetter awning, which is America's #1 retractable awning, shade, and screens for your house. They basically go on the side of your house, and you push a button, and they retract and expand, to give you a little shade whenever you want it on the side of your house. But then when you expand it, Isaac, they're decorated with just pictures of Setsuna in various poses from Gundam 00. And then when you close it or you open it, it'll say things from Setsuna, like, his voice will come out and it'll say something like, I don't know, inspirational 00 movie quotes like, I will become an innovator, or, whatever, I am a Gundam, or something as it opens up. So
it'll say, you don't look Japanese.
Oh. Yeah, so there you go. Sunsetsuna awnings. I was very proud of myself for that one.
It just has his face on the side, just that scowl he always has.
Well, I figure there'd be different ones, right? So if you're one of the Double O fans who likes the action stuff, maybe you get a picture of the Double O in action. Maybe for one of the female fans who really loves the character designs, you can get like a risque picture of Setsuna, how they, pretty him up or whatever, kind of with like no shirt on, etc., laying down. There could be a whole range of awning. And it's customizable, you could swap them out after years. Maybe it fades a little bit. You want a new one, you can get a new picture of Setsuna. We got you covered.
Wow.
Japan is a very compact country. They need retractable awnings.
Pun intended?
Yes. There you go.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Okay. My next one is much more appropriate to its actual wording. And it's also something that I feel will be reaching a demographic that doesn't really have anything to do with anime, to my knowledge. And this is the Tall Geese Hunting and Clay Pigeon set. So this is... As you all know, hunters have to wear like non-green or natural colors, for safety reasons when they go hunting. And what is a non-green and natural color? All of Tall Geese's colors.
That's right.
Because Tall Geese had like a red crest. It had like white armor on its legs and its chest and its shoulders. So this would be an entire set where you can wear when you go hunting or to shoot clay pigeons, and it's Tall Geese themed. It writes itself. You know what? We could reach out to the hunting demographic, pull them into Gundam, and get them into Gunpla and also the wider Gundam anime metaverse.
I love that. You know what? Because I feel like the clay shooting community, I feel like there's an overlap there. Tall Geese has an enormous gun, Isaac, the Dober gun.
Of course.
If people in the hunting community see that, they're going to fall in love with the Tall Geese. They're going to be like, hell, this show looks great. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
So that's a match made in heaven right there. How does that not exist, Sunrise? Bandai, come on.
I don't know. Once these hunters in the hunting community find out about like Gundam, they're just going to be hooked because it's all guns all the time.
Yeah, there's so many guns in Gundam Wing. Even though they talk about pacifism, they shoot you while asking you for total pacifism. So
yeah, sure took a lot of guns to create peace.
It's true, it did. Those are very naive ideas.
Yeah.
Clay shooting, by the way, is very fun. I've done it once. I think it was clay shooting, either clay or skeet. I don't remember the difference. There's like two different types, but it's very fun. I'm not like a gun person, but it's super fun. So if you've never done it, highly recommend it. All right, Isaac, you ready for this one? This one,
hit me.
I don't know how this doesn't exist. This is going to be a collaboration with the Sailor Moon franchise.
Oh my god!
But in this case, Sayla is going to be Sailor Moon, so she's going to be Sailor Moon. You're going to sell figures, costumes of Sayla as Sailor Moon, but she's going to have a modified sailor outfit that's a little bit of her Federation uniform. Has a little bit of that Federation uniform flair, the pink one from the 1 Year War.
Yeah.
How has this not been done before? You got two classic Japanese franchises, Sailor Moon, Mobile Suit Gundam. You got a girl named Sayla. Let's put her in there. They sell so many figures in Japan, Isaac, of girls in normal clothes, risque clothes, no clothes. You put Sayla in a Sailor Moon outfit, that'll sell. Come on, Sailor Moon.
God, that's brilliant. What I love about that, too, is that, like, the costume's halfway there. She's already blonde, like Sailor Moon.
Absolutely.
It's almost like, why wasn't this done as, like, a crossover episode at least already?
Right.
Yeah,
and she and all of her friends could be the Sailor Scouts.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many women involved in, like, in the UC and in the 1 Year War, especially on the white base. Why couldn't they be there? Sailor Matilda.
That's right. Matilda, Mirai, Frau.
Sailor Frau.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Kycelia is like the one that like nobody likes. The really.
No, she'd be the villain. She'd be like Queen Beryl.
There you go.
Who's the villain in Sailor Moon? Wow, I know more about Sailor Moon than.
Coming up next on the Sailor Moon podcast.
It's Emperor Isaac. Although I heard the new one's not that bad. Or the one that came out like a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I have to ask my brother. He really loves Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I mean, it stood the test of time. I heard it's a pretty good show if you like, for about friendship and stuff like that.
Yeah, send us your comments, listeners, on Sailor Moon. Do you recommend it?
Yeah. All you secret Sailor Moon fans, you gotta reveal yourself now in the comments. Good thing the internet's anonymous.
Isaac's favorite anime are Gundam 083, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. All right. Continuing with my theme of product sets, this one is something that I feel, again, we're reaching out to another demographic, and this is music fans, musicians, people that would not only appreciate, the artistry of Gundam itself, because it's a creative field, it's got anime and, music and design, but they'd really appreciate the intro songs, the outro song, all the instruments used to create it, and just in general, the themes and all the melodies that have gone into Gundam over the years. This is the Galahorn musical brass instrument set. So you can just buy it yourself. It's got trumpets, trombones. Man. It's got the French horn. It's got everything. You just play it. It's got the Galahorn emblem on each of the brass sets. It probably look really nice because last I checked, a lot of musical instruments, they don't really have like an emblem on them.
Right.
But the Galahorn logo, it's pretty cool looking, I think. So it would add a little bit of style to the music fans and the musicians.
Oh, that's so obvious. How did I not think of that one? And I mean, Galahorn is a highbrow organization. They would have some really nice instruments, right? They don't mess around with this stuff.
All they listen to is classical music.
Yeah. Rustal listens to, Mozart as he launches the Dane's Leaves. I mean...
Yeah, they don't listen to pop music. Are you kidding?
No way. Yeah. They're above that. Yeah, and I imagine that Galahorn logo would be laser etched, into your instrument. That would look great. I like that.
Galahorn is such a good logo.
There's so many brass instruments, you could make people sign up for a subscription service and, they buy one every year, every 2 years. That's perfect. I want the whole set.
Yeah, I love that.
Sign me up.
Force them to learn. What's next on your list, Brian?
All right. Next we have a collaboration with a well-known children's product, which I'm sure you had one when you were little, Isaac. I'm sure many people listening had one of these. I loved My Light Bright when I was a kid.
Wow. Yeah, back in the day.
But in this case, this custom Gundam-themed Light Bright will instead feature a series of Bright Noah-themed Light Bright patterns, preferably ones where he is slapping people. And then you can offer before and after slap patterns so that when you can make them both, and then you can make animated slideshows of Bright slapping Amuro, Camille, Judah, whoever else he has smacked over the years. You can build the before, you can build the after image, and you can take pictures of them, put them together, put them on your social media, have it light up at your home. You just have little light brights of Bright slapping people. It's the Light Bright.
Oh my god. That's so great. I love that. One of the designs is just a hand.
Yeah.
Just put the pegs in to do a hand. That's the introductory design.
The real moneymaker for Bright Noah, the hand.
If they bring that product back, you can get so detailed now with just different size pegs. So many different options with like RGB coloring, just getting different gradients and shades. And man, that's a trove waiting to be done, especially with this generation that's just an iPad generation. They'll immediately go to something that's like tactile and also a pad.
They still have Light Bright. We have one. Someone got one for the kids. Oh. So it's a lot smaller now. It's not this huge, heat lamp before. Because for those of you who are younger, you might think of Light Bright as this sort of flat. I would say it's no more than like
cube.
Yeah, it's basically no more than like 2 inches thick at this point, Isaac.
Oh wow!
But you remember the original Light Bright was essentially this. It was a large lamp in a box. Right. And it got really hot. Like it was, I believe it had instructions to not leave it on for maybe over an hour.
Do not leave near newspapers.
Yeah, absolutely. But the new one, it's LED based, so it does not get as hot. But also the light is not as strong, so it doesn't quite look as good when you finish the pattern and you turn it on.
Aww.
And there's no more paper patterns. Every hole is its own hole, and it's already like sort of punctured. You can just put stuff in. So there's no more fun of like pushing through the paper kind of thing, like that's out of it. So it still exists, but I would say it's not quite as fun as the one we had, but it's a lot less dangerous.
Damn. Bring back the danger.
Yeah, and with it, bring in some bright patterns.
That'd be pretty cool. I like that. You can even make it look like a terminal almost on the white base.
Oh, there you go. Know? Yeah. You got to theme it out with the box, right? All right, Isaac.
Well, speaking of kids, Brian, I know kids like food. And also, we just passed one of our nation's best holiday to a point of view. The holiday that kind of allows us to have all the other holidays. Sure. 4th of July here in America for all our non-American listeners. It's Independence Day. And what do we have around Independence Day besides fireworks and hot dogs? A lot of us have corn on the cob. So what better way to enjoy your corn on the cob than Gundam Unicorn on the Cob holder?
Oh.
It's got like the little beam sabers. You put one on each side. You can butter it up. You hold it between your hands and you chew it. You just chew it. It comes in black and white, depending on which Gundam Unicorn you want. And it's just a good way to enjoy some delicious corn.
Corn on the cob is really big here in California. I don't know if it extends into the other states like we have it here, Isaac, but at state fairs and stuff, I mean, they just blow those things out with all the toppings.
Too spicy for me. I like my butter.
You're just a plain butter man?
You know what? It's delicious.
Do you envision this? This is like a one-handed unicorn holder?
No, you got to do each side.
Oh, okay.
It's got to have prongs on each side that go in.
Okay.
Sort of like almost like I guess larger wine corks that have little blades on them little prongs that can stick into the sides of the corn. But of course they're made out of plastic. Probably look like either beam sabers or theoretically you could make them look like maybe the crest of the Gundams or even the Gundam faces. And then you just skewer and enjoy.
Okay.
It's easy. This is a product you can tend to probably 3D print yourself if you really wanted to right now. Sunrise could really pump out a few if they wanted to.
I'm surprised they haven't done that. That makes a lot of sense. And then if you were to make it out of more sturdy material, don't put your resin over a fire, people. You could make like an actual like barbecue skewer out of this too. It's the same. It's basically the same idea.
Yeah, pretty much. Beam saber it.
And you could use that with your charcoal, Isaac. We could have corn on the cob. You could have skewers.
It's a Gundam 4th of July feast.
I love it.
What's the next on your list, Brian?
All right, this one requires a little bit of wordplay here. So this is going to be a subscription movie recommendation service that only recommends and reviews highbrow art house films that only play in small indie theaters. And it's going to be called McCuve's Movies.
Wow.
And the goal is to spread high art culture to the cesspool of the current world. Just watch the schlock that you see on Netflix day after day. But, McCuve himself, Isaac, he was a man of fine art, fine taste, with that ascot that he wore. Thanks for that listener that told us that it's an ascot.
Yeah. And
he will basically fill the vacuum left by Roger Ebert. He will review and recommend movies out there for you to watch here at McCuve's Movies.
He loved that vase that he sent to Kaisilia.
It was very important.
Yeah. McCuve. He's kind of underrated. I wish I knew more about McCuve. He was so present as a villain for a lot of the series.
He was a real Renaissance man, Isaac. Wow. He didn't do really poorly in any one thing, right? He was holding it down on Earth, and granted, they lost Odessa, but I'm not sure that was completely his fault.
Not sure about the holding it down part.
Well, he was there. And then he was a pretty capable mobile suit pilot. I mean, he held his own against Amuro. Yeah. He lost, but I mean, it was Amuro. You were going to lose, right?
True. Yeah. To his credit, I don't think a lot of officers would have said, shoot the nuke.
Yeah, that's right. He was very decisive, too, so underrated.
I'm going to follow your cue and go a little bit out of order in my list and pull up something pretty similar to what you just recommended. Oh. This is something that I feel would thrive right now because our world is just so enmeshed in social media. You can't get away with it. You can't get away from it, I should say. Our world loves new things, new little fun events and little conventions or festivals, things like that where people can go and take pictures and share. And what do people love to share? They love to share what they're eating. And that's why this will have something very special. This will be something from a universe that I'm not a fan of. I decided to include it anyways because it writes itself. And I also decided that this would be a great way to pull people through food over into Gundam. And this is the Master Asia Fusion Pop-Up Restaurant, which can travel the world at different cities, popping up and offering all kinds of Gundam food, cut into Gundam shapes like Zaku's or mobile suits or Gundams, and just would offer a variety of different takes. And what's great about fusion cuisine is you can combine things. You can have Korean tacos, you can have barbecue sushi. It's just a great way to just show the world of G Gundam, which is literally the world, all brought together via cuisine, fusion cuisine, and all done in Gundam marketing and designs.
That's brilliant. I like it. You know what it reminds me of is Epcot at Walt Disney World, where they have food from every country. You could have that, but Master Asia doing it, giving you the world of G Gundam. And to your point, Isaac, if you brought a Master Asia food booth with you, we went to Anime Expo, right? They had the Gundam base, which was cool, but they didn't serve any food there, sure. Isaac. And the food options, kind of lacking, right?
Yeah.
If you had the Master Asia food booth outside, I would go. And a lot more people would find out about Gundam that way.
I think people would go even outside of a convention. If this just showed up at different major cities, kind of did a world tour.
Oh, yeah.
People would love it, I think, because you're really never going to get a chance to have Asian fusion food that's Gundam themed or anime themed. It'd bring a lot of fans out in each major city. They definitely would make their money's worth, and it'd be very shareable content on social media.
Yeah, and Bandai has a lot of this ready to go with their Gundam cafes in Japan. They could just, port over some of their best Gundam cafe recipes. That would be great.
Why not? Invite local chefs. Yeah, there must be pretty high-ranking, successful celebrity chefs that'd be like, oh, of course I'd like to do that. That sounds fun. Yeah, that's different.
And they could dress up as Master Asia. And Master Asia as a character, lends himself really well to a chef costume.
Exactly. It's pretty much wearing a chef costume. I figured we'd get like just an actor to do it, kind of like Iron Chef back in the day. He'd be like the MC, really, and yeah.
Is Iron Chef Morimoto still out there, or has he retired at this point?
Morimoto. No, Morimoto's still around. He's got his own brand line. I buy his miso soup.
Oh, really? Oh, I'll have to go check it out.
Check it out. Chucky Seaweed. It's pretty good.
Will do.
All right, Brian, what's next on your list?
This one's a little dark, but I had to do it, okay? It's called Orga's Organ Donors.
Oh, my God.
It's an outreach organization that educates people, especially young people, about organ donation and asks them to opt in. Did you know, Isaac? I was watching an episode of House the other day, and someone, died on the show, obviously, and they convinced the guys, either it was parents or whatever, next of kin, to allow them to donate this dude's organ, and he saved like 50 people with his organs. He had like 50 different organs going to people. That's nuts. That's so useful, so helpful in the real world. And then in universe, you could have a picture of Orga saying, "Show them that human debris can be useful."
Oh, that's so crazy. It's funny you mentioned that, because the other day I read something that like Singapore has a very unique organ donor system. I'm not sure if you heard about this, but you can only receive an organ if you're on the list of donors.
Oh, wow.
So you have to mark yourself as someone willing to donate in order to receive an organ.
That is a good incentive. Holy cow.
Yeah, they're really strong on people into doing it. But I thought something funny that Orga-related, Brian, is Orga himself could not donate any of his organs at the end of Iron-Blooded Orphans because they had been turned into Swiss cheese from the amount of bullets that they pumped into him.
Yeah.
And my God, how do you shoot someone that many times and not kill them? Because he was still standing after like 50 bullets had gone through his torso.
Yeah, he didn't have many left, I think.
No.
Perhaps, I don't know if you can donate eyes, maybe those.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I can't believe, like, it was like 2 or 3 guys, right, that had like submachine guns that like emptied into him.
Yeah.
Good God,
and what he did have left was probably lead poisoned, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
What do you got, Isaac?
Okay. My next one is food related again, and this one is something that can be rolled out anytime. It's so easy to do. I'm surprised. Actually, they have to do it in Japan. I'd be surprised if they don't. And this is domino pizza.
Oh.
It's pizza, and we just make the pizza crust itself in the shape of the distinctive visual sensor outline of the DOMs, which, as we all know, is that sort of wide, bulky cross shape.
Yep.
And then we can fill that with pepperoni, and then right in the middle, we put one big pepperoni, just like the mono-eye.
Yeah, like right in the... Oh, that's I love that, yeah.
I'm old enough that back in the day, Pizza Hut, I think, had something called the Bigfoot, which was a very large rectangular pizza. Perfect for a party with all your friends on like a Saturday or a birthday party. They can just do the same thing here. This time we'll mark it through Domino's. It'll be great for Sunrise and Bandai. Throw in some little pamphlets to buy Gunpla. It writes itself. It's foolproof.
I love it. It would be great for, like you said, Gundam-themed parties, events. Bandai should be bringing that to cons, passing out Dom pizza.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Bigfoot. That's hilarious. I remember the Bigfoot. I remember when it came out, and to my knowledge, this was one of the first times that, from a mass market perspective, a major pizza chain started selling pizza that did not have crust on it, right? Because it was a big pizza, so all the pizza in the middle did not have any pieces of crust, and people lost their goddamn mind, Isaac, about some of the pieces not having crust on it.
It was great. A good time to be alive back in the golden age, right?
The 90s were pretty good, yeah. My next one is food related as well, Isaac. You're going to like this one. This one is called Cashews. And
oh my God,
it's a bag of red hot spicy cashews with Domon on the package, and he says, "These nuts of mine are burning red." Only the bravest fighters, Isaac, eat cashews. Get yours today.
Oh my God, are they so zesty that like as you eat them you'll get shining fingers?
Oh yes, absolutely. You're gonna get basically, the red hot Cheeto dust that you get. I want that, but from cashews.
Oh my God.
And I feel like it has to be spicy because it goes right with the hot blooded theme of G Gundam. You gotta be brave. You gotta take the heat, Isaac.
I've had candied cashews. I'm not sure I've had spicy ones. But then again, I don't really go for spice. But you know what? Spice has been on such like a meteoric rise with shows like Hot Wings and also just the explosion of hot sauces that are available now. I think it would do incredibly well.
Oh yeah, spicy's in, man. Spicy's in, and I don't think it's going away. The American palate without a lot of immigrant food is pretty bland. There's not a lot of spice.
Yeah.
But as, non-white people become more of the percentage of the population, spice is just skyrocketing, Isaac.
I would go a step further and say, I would imagine some of the biggest fans of spicy food, or shall we say, people whose ancestors did not come from a region that had a lot of spicy food.
Oh, no, I think that's why it's so successful, right? Because they're bringing it over here, and people are like, are you kidding me? This is delicious.
They can't get enough of it. Yeah. It's like, God, why do you like so much heat? It's just, it's too much. You have to eat a creamsicle.
Creamsicle.
Okay, my next item is my last food-related one. But this is something that we're taking an existing product and we're just slapping on some branding, really. We're just changing the shape a little bit. But this is something that would absolutely be at our Gundam theme park. It can really be at anywhere where they're promoting Gundam or Gundam products. This is Guff Fluff. And it's cotton candy that's blue with a pink mono eye center. Oh, it just writes itself. You could technically mold it in the shape of the Guff helmet. I think that might be a little hard. So it's fine if you just keep it spherical and slap in the middle of a bit of pink cotton candy in the middle of the larger blue cotton candy orb. They can easily pump it out and it would sell well, I think.
I think you could do the horns on the side. You get a big enough base, you could build something. You could put some sort of structure in it, maybe, a little bit.
You could absolutely engineer it. Yeah, it's just, I hope, would they go through the effort? Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe. These are mecha nerds, they'll do it for the Guff. That's a great use of the Guff, especially the color scheme matches perfect with cotton candy, which is always blue or
absolutely.
Pink. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone, I saw Isaac at a Japanese food festival eat the biggest thing cotton candy I've ever seen. He turned a corner and this dude was just obstructed by this giant cotton candy.
Oh, it was great. The moment I saw it, I was like, is that a cotton candy machine? And then I saw it makes this cotton candy shape I always wanted to try that I've only seen in Asian social media videos. It's the more flower one, the flower shape kind of. And I was like, oh, I'm doing this. And then I did it. And you had some too, Brian.
I did.
Don't act like you didn't eat any cotton candy.
I didn't eat. No, I for sure had some. That's absolutely true. I mean, I had to help. It was too big for one man to go it alone.
In your opinion, though, and I've heard different things about this. If your eyes were blindfolded, could you tell the difference between pink and blue cotton candy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, interesting. All right, so it is just color.
I'll take that back. I think maybe certain high-end cotton candies probably taste different, but I'm not...
High-end cotton candy?
I'm not sure. Well, I use that term loosely.
The Lexus of cotton candy.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that all cotton candy is perhaps of the caliber that has different flavors. I think a lot of it is just has different coloring.
That's something we could easily film just on the street with a microphone and a camera.
Right.
Just going to people and asking them to do a blind taste test. Can you tell which was pink and which was blue? This is a conspiracy. All right, Brian, what's next on your list? Or perhaps the final one?
Yeah, so this is my last real one, not counting the rejected one. This one is somewhat less of a joke. And this is simply, after I made cashews, I got to thinking the most obvious product that you could have for G Gundam is a set of Shuffle Alliance playing cards.
Oh my God.
And I thought to myself, well, this clearly exists, right? So I Googled. I did not do an exhaustive search, but I did not see these existing. And I gotta ask, what are we doing, Sunrise?
Wow.
Why are you not making this as con exclusives everywhere? Why are you not selling this on Premium Bandai? It's the G Gundam 30th anniversary. You had the perfect opportunity to correct this by selling a high-end collector's edition Shuffle Alliance playing card set. And I want to know who dropped the ball. Who do I have to talk to get this made? Because I would buy one, Isaac. We play cards. We play poker.
Yeah.
I would like to play with a Shuffle Alliance deck. Come on.
I'd love it. Yeah, God, what a gross oversight. I know there's never enough hours in the day, but Bandai's kind of leaving money on the table.
The closest I found is someone did do some designs for one back in 2012, but it was like a personal project, and I don't know that they ever... I think what they did was they put them in a diorama of common riders playing poker. They didn't actually make cards out of them. Now, again, they could exist somewhere, but I would think if they do exist, you would see them on the first page of the Google image search.
Right.
But I did not see them. So if someone knows where to get a set of Shuffle Alliance playing cards, let me know.
Yeah, that'd be great. God, especially if they could find a way to make some of them light up.
Oh yeah, or just holographic, something.
You're right, exactly. Holographic the face cards.
Yeah, I come on, I should have one of those right now.
Right, yeah.
All right, Isaac, what's your final one?
Okay, my final one. This is my foray into clothing, and we are long overdue for the Gundam Fashion Show, where we roast and praise the various fashion that certain characters have worn. But this is the Magella Attack tank top.
Oh.
It's a tank top that you can split in half. Not vertically, but horizontally. So, you can let it all hang out from either above the belly button or below the belly button, depending on your choice. And it only comes in green. It only comes in Zionic olive green. But it's perfect for hot weather right now. And thanks to climate change, we're going to have a lot of hot weather every year from now on. So I think it'd be nice to have clothing that you can either adjust or put on a little bit more to stay either warm or to cool off.
That's perfect. The only thing I'm shocked you didn't say is that a pair of shorts could be the treads.
They're rubber. They're rubber to be waterproof.
This is actually perfect. Yeah, I'm surprised this doesn't exist either.
No.
They make a lot of Gundam clothes. I don't know. I don't think they make a Magella tank top. That seems silly.
I'll have to design it, stitch it, and then wear it to the next anime panel that we do, and then show everybody a demonstration where I just let the jugs hang out.
Is it a zip or a Velcro? How does that work?
Zip's probably better.
Okay,
right?
It's more secure. Yeah.
That's gonna be so awkward too, because who has ever seen a horizontal zip on clothing?
It's gonna look strange. Yeah. Is that gonna chafe, or are you gonna do like a double covering type of thing?
Yeah, they'll have to be like that liner, huh? The cotton liner, like a lip that covers the zipper on the inside.
There's a lot of logistics that go into this Magella tank top.
Right, yeah. We're in uncharted territory in terms of fashion, but we'll make it work.
Someone will figure it out. Talented cosplayer out there will make it.
Yeah. All right, Brian, what's next on the list? Or what's in the Isle of Lost Toys version of your list?
See, I got to make sure that I do the cadence of the description correct, because that's what's going to make the joke, okay?
Okay, throw the pitch.
This is called the Vagina Cleaner. It keeps you feeling brand new because that's how Quattro likes you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That pun works, the phrase, the slogan, works on multiple levels, one of them uncomfortable.
That was exactly how it was intended.
Yet very accurate, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what? The female fans, they don't get enough feminine products that are Gundam-based.
Well, Quattro's got you covered.
If there's one man who's really interested in that, it's Quattro.
There you have it. That's my magnum opus.
Remember in Char's counterattack when he's on the bridge?
Yep.
And Quest runs in and is like, "Is it true you only love me because I'm young like Layla or whatever she said?" And then all the men on the bridge silently turn and look at Char.
Like, oh wow, she's really calling him out.
She said what we were all thinking. Oh my god. I'm not sure we can air this. But you know what? If it can be sold on daytime television, it can be discussed in a podcast.
That was pretty good. The Vagina Cleaner. Come on.
No one at Sunrise, Sunset, or Bandai can say that this is an area covered by Gundam products at this time.
They gave us an order. We had a sales target. Cover the whole market.
There's a lot of women customers, potentially.
Anyway.
Well, fans. We've reached the end of the first ever Pundam pun product
showcase
discussion episode. Yeah. Brainstorming session.
Please send us comments about what you think about our Pundam products. Would you buy them?
Yeah.
And then please let us know what Pundam products you would sell. How will you get Sunrise over its earnings target by licensing the hell out of the Mobile Suit Gundam brand?
Please don't unsubscribe. We will fast approach the conclusion of our Giran manga, the plot to assassinate Giran Zabi, and then we will also advance to probably the Gundam Seed Freedom. Oh my god.
You know what? This podcast is serious, but also fun. So
yeah, say what you will about our podcast, but we don't just do episode after episode of Gundam. Almost everybody else is doing that. We talk about different things, and then we get to the episodes, or the manga or the movie or whatever we're going to talk about. Oh my god.
Talk about a slice of life episode, everybody. You're welcome.
Wow. Yeah. This is how the big corporations decide what products to put out there. They sit in a room and they think of names of what the product is.
And look, Bandai, you know how to reach me. Brian@colonydrop.com, and there's a dash in there between Colony and Drop. I'll be waiting.
Sunset is always ready to help Bandai and Sunrise, especially when they don't ask for it.
That's right. Take us away, Isaac.
All right, listeners, before you go to sleep tonight, stand next to your bed, get on your knees, put your hands together, look up at the ceiling, and hail
capitalism.
Xeon or Sunset or Colony Drop or Bandai and Sunrise.
Good night, everybody.